Welcome to the first episode of On the Rocks. Here I have my first guest, Janet Richard, and we're gonna talk about life as a pro athlete on the rocks. So, Janet, how's everything going?
I'm good. Thank
You
you
had-
for having me.
You had a
On
good
the
lunch after
podcast.
you had a good lunch after the local council
I did.
event.
Yes, I did have a good lunch. It was very interesting, the local council event.
You you enjoyed learning how to play frisbee.
Yeah, it was fun, I guess.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. We've last year we had like a whole unit about learning how to play these innovative games, playing frisbee, playing the other game I showed you, spike ball.
Mm-hmm.
We played chook ball, which is like those trampolines for spike ball, but
Yeah.
they're perked up against the wall
Mm-hmm.
and you bounce them, kind of like handball.
Yeah.
And we had a whole bunch of these games. So me and my classmates thought that probably the easiest thing for us to do was to just use something that we've learned over the years.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, I think after I hope it was a good event. But
it was.
well, no.
With stuff like that, I just realized how much I'm not good at anything else apart from athletic. Like something so simple like the frisbee, disaster. So
I mean, it comes down to you used to play basketball.
yeah.
So after like what now 15 years not playing basketball, when did you stop playing basketball?
I stopped. I think I was 16. I was
16.
16.
16.
Yeah.
I thought you were younger when you stopped. I
I
remember
might have been.
I remember when you joined, because the thing is I remember when you joined, and I was
You were a baby.
I was a baby. I
You
was still
were
like
a baby. I was doing both at the time. I was doing both athletics and
yeah. I remember you were
basketball.
still playing.
And I remember your dad, actually. He gave me an ultimatum. He told me, like, you have to pick sport. You can't do both. And I was
Really?
like, yes.
Oh my god.
I was like, damn, okay.
He got Jackie as well, no?
Yes.
Yeah, he got
At
Jackie
the
to
time
train
she
for a
was
while.
she was doing long jump at the time.
Yeah.
But she preferred team sports. In fact,
Mhm.
she's doing rugby.
Yeah, she's
now.
still doing rugby.
Uh-huh.
She had a few points a few years ago when she was in the national team, no, as well.
Yes. She's still on the national
She's still
team.
on the national team.
And she's trying for GSSC now as well. We're hoping to both.
Rugby sevens women have a good chance, I think.
Yeah,
I
they
think
have a
it
good
will be
chance.
rugby sevens and sailing might be interesting from GSSC.
Sailing, I don't really follow.
I don't follow much, but I mean I know that there is quite a big scene
Uh-huh.
in sailing in Malta. Even yesterday I saw them training in Marsa Scala.
Uh-huh.
Just here, and I don't know. I'm quite sure that the hardest events for us, I think, are gonna be sailing and rugby.
Like
Those are
medal-wise to get
yeah,
a medal.
those are gonna be the most
Mhm.
competitive ones for us.
Yeah.
I think track we're gonna do well.
We'll see. We'll hope
Stase.
we're gonna do well.
Listen, after the last few weeks, last week, yesterday, Graham ran something I think we've never seen before on the island. Yesterday was crazy.
Crazy. The past few weeks have been crazy.
No, I mean, this has, to be honest, I think this has been coming as well, especially from Graham and Beppe.
Great. Yeah.
These results have been slowly coming.
Like the past few weeks, like it's been really nice to just spectate. I wish I could have
Yeah,
just
that's
spectated.
true.
And
Last week I
yesterday-
missed and I regretted it so
Yesterday
much.
I had the chance to just literally go to the track and,
And
watch
watch,
the events,
man.
and beautiful. I'm telling you.
No, it's I've never seen two people run under 22 in the same race, let alone one.
Right?
So I don't know.
And
It's
they
crazy.
just push each other, and it's such healthy competition. Like it's really nice competition. It's not like you know.
No, it's true. I think that there's a sense of rather than I want to beat you. It's more like it looks
Let's
like
push
they're
each
pushing
other.
them,
Yes.
pushing each other.
Uh-huh.
We haven't had a lot of that
It's rare.
I think now recently we've had it. Like
Yes.
last year, maybe even a bit the year before. It
Mhm.
was everyone kind of training together, competing together,
Mm-hmm.
competing to push each other to get the same results. Now this year, these three races, it's been the same
Crazy.
story.
But Graham
Neck
is
and
just-
neck pushing Graham is
Graham
different.
is just
Graham is different gravy.
mental. He's
No,
mental.
he's
Let's just
I think he has a good mentality.
yes.
Yesterday, after the race, he said He said, I'm not happy.
That's what his mom told me.
I'm
Like
not
I went
happy.
and spoke to his mom, and she was like, "Can you believe that he's not happy with the race?" And I was like, "That's
I think
so
you know.
grave."
I think that's a really good thing for his future in the sense of as a competitor.
I mean, it's good that you're never satisfied, I guess.
Yes.
But at the same time, like, come on, you just ran for it.
I think he knows that it's a good result. But I think he also knows that he can do way better.
Yeah.
And we're forgetting
And he
that he
can,
was
like-
we're forgetting he was sick yesterday.
Was he
You didn't know he was sick.
crazy?
He had a blocked nose. He got sunstroke last week.
From the picnic.
Yes, from
Stop.
after the picnic he got sunstroke.
The
then
one
then
time
during the week
we
he went out again, and in summer he got really sick,
Oh my god.
and he really wasn't feeling well. And
he still
yesterday
managed to-
yesterday Graham's dad called my dad and said, like, listen, he's not 100%.
Oh my god.
Has a blocked nose. He was like, you saw him wetting himself before
But
the
I
race.
thought that was just, nerves before the 400.
It's because he was feeling so hot, not just because it was hot, but because he had a fever going on as well. He was
crazy.
He was ready to. If he didn't get sick, I think he was going for sub 47
He will.
for sure.
He will.
I think that was. If he was well, that was his chance
Uh-huh.
to break it really early in the season.
Yeah.
Running 21s consistently is. I don't know what's a better result, to be honest. 47.
Like if you had to compare.
Yeah, I think 21
I
won.
think the 21 might be a bit better. I'm not sure. Like, don't quote me, but I think it might
It
be a
puts
bit better.
it puts Beppe and Graham.
Beppe-
Graham's first.
Graham's first in Europe.
Under 20. That's
Crazy.
crazy. And I saw third in the world. Beppe posted that
Is he?
they're third and they're tied for third in the world as
What
well.
the hell?
That's crazy.
What the hell?
That I've never heard of that. Besides Jeremy finishing
Okay,
sixth in the long jump.
Yeah. Man, this new generation of athletes is just.
But don't forget, you were the one that kickstarted all this, huh?
What do you mean?
You went to Cali when you were really young.
Yeah.
You were 2 years younger than the category.
I was the
You went
youngest.
to 2013 to Reykjavik, and you were like how old
I
were you
was
when you went to
16?
Reykjavik?
I think I was
16.
16.
That was probably like your second year training, or your first year training
Properly.
proper,
Yeah.
and you get to go to your first small nation games.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's
Good times.
good times, man.
Yeah.
Mother of Iceland.
Uh-huh.
No, Tata didn't go to that one. Then Baku. I think
European Games.
that was 2015.
2015.
I forget how long ago Baku was.
Ages ago.
That's ages ago now.
Isma, I've been training for 13 years now. Athletics.
Yeah, I don't want to offend you. That it feels longer.
Luca, I'm telling you. But this is the first year that I'm actually feeling my age.
Oh wait,
No?
don't say
Stop. Don't give me that. Because, for example, if I have plyometrics, I never used to feel like any pain after. I'd be like, whatever.
that.
Next day, I
Jen,
wake up.
it's not your age.
Luca.
Jen.
I wake up next day and my knees and my lower back are just shattered. I'm like,
Would you like
I'm
me to
feeling it.
explain why?
Sure, let's go.
You're training like a pro. You have double sessions almost every day. There's no wonder after a plyometric session at the end of the week on a Thursday or a Friday you're gonna be kind of shattered. It's a no-brainer.
That's fair.
It's not
fair.
about
But
the age.
It feels like not growing pains, but like elderly pains.
Oh wait, as if it's not like you're the nun track, huh?
I have become like the mummy. Can you believe I have become the mom of the track?
Oh yeah, you.
And Godfrey has become the dad. Crazy. No.
Godfrey's around us a lot. It's true.
See?
It's true. Godfrey, yes, maybe. We love Godfrey.
Yeah.
But now you actually are a pro. You are Malta's first pro athlete, as in actually pro.
Yeah.
What's that like? What's that support system like? Having the opportunity to be able to train basically like a full-time athlete and get paid and reap your rewards for how long you've been training.
Listen, I think it's every athlete's dream to like do this full time and just focus on your training. I mean, yes, I'm doing my master's at the same time,
Yeah.
so but I feel like it's a really good distraction because if I had to do training all the time, like it's my 24/7, I'd
Mm.
go nuts.
How do you even put in the time to work on your masters?
I mean,
Just
I'm
during
doing
the
my
day?
thesis at the moment,
Yeah, I know
so
you're
I
doing,
have
yeah.
to like. I mean, I train twice a day, so I
Yeah.
train morning and evening,
Mhm.
and between sessions, I need to get my work done. But
So-
like, I can't imagine just training,
Mm.
because what am I gonna like?
It's
No, I don't want to go home and just think about
just thinking about
training
track.
all the time. Like,
Mm.
I can't do that.
Mm.
But at the same time, even though like it's such a great opportunity and I'm really, really grateful, it's not all like sunshine and rainbows, because like there's a certain amount of added pressure,
There's pressure.
because everyone's like, oh, you're training full time now, so
Yeah, you should be
like-
good. You should be
you
the best.
should be
You should
good.
be. Yeah.
Exactly, you should be breaking records.
Mm.
You should be doing this
Mm.
and that. But like, so mentally, it did kind of affect me, especially since my routine was completely disrupted.
Mm.
As I was used to waking up, going to work, and then going to
And
training,
Mala, 'cause you were working.
and then
before
all of a
as well.
sudden work just out of the window, and it was just training and yes, studying. So the disruption in my routine, like, it affected me mentally a bit till I got used to it. It took a minute, but now I'm good. I think like going back to work is gonna be a shock. I'm like, no, waking up at 7 a.m. It's horrible, but I'm enjoying it.
How long do you have left on the contract? So for being as in for the pro contract.
So it's said till the end of the games. So
Okay.
the games finish 4th of June.
June, yeah.
But there might be an extension. Not sure yet.
That's the pressure.
That's the
That's
pressure.
the pressure, right?
Pressure on performing, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, and the games, I mean, yes, we keep saying they came early, but it's like, it's early for everyone.
I mean,
So it's not really an excuse anymore.
early. I think we've been constantly thinking about the games
Oh my gosh.
and constantly talking about the games for 4 years now.
For sure.
Since Andy became president.
For sure.
That's
And
all.
like,
I think that's all I've heard.
the sign off of every email. So like back in
Yes,
2020
yes.
towards 2020.
Towards
I was
2020.
like, oh my god, that's ages
It's
away.
true. I remember seeing
And
those emails
now,
and saying, "Okay,
It's
yeah,
a month from now.
That's great.
Like
That's
the games
it's a
are
shock.
here.
it is a shock to see how quickly this administration of Athletics Malta has passed, and now we're already
Mhm.
at the climax of what the administration was for
Yeah,
after 3 years.
and look how much
It's a
has
shock,
changed.
and a lot has changed. A
Even
lot
in the
has changed.
past like month, a lot has changed. We've
Yeah.
become like precedentless. All
Yep.
of a sudden.
Yep. I mean, I don't blame him. To me, from the last 3 years, he's changed the game.
Yeah,
He changed a lot for us.
he did a lot for local
came in-
athletics,
yes,
so
he
like,
came in
hats
with
off
a-
to him, you know.
Yes, he came in with a good mindset, ready to help athletes and stuff, and that's something that we needed. We needed desperately.
Yes, he
You know.
definitely changed. He changed the game, really. He
No,
did.
I mean, him and Mario helping with, logistics for the athletes and helping us out, and now we have the Formia camps, which is something. 10 years ago, if someone told you that we're gonna go have training camps every 2 months,
I had to be like, where go do?
exactly. It's funny now. We used to go to Gozo every year. Every year we have a late September, October training camp in
those
Gozo.
were the best.
They were fun. Those
They
were fun.
So fun.
Those were fun. But going to Formia, it's not. That's work.
Yeah.
Going to Formia for training camp, that feels like work,
And even just going there and seeing like Mattia Forlani,
dude. It's
seeing Larissa
it's a
Iapicino,
it's
like,
a it's a
damn,
culture shock. It's
it
a
is.
professional shock.
Yes. Just
I
to
was
be
gonna say
surrounded by them.
you were talking about how it feels to change your schedule and stuff.
Mhm.
We see that at Formia, seeing EJ
Uh-huh.
and Bokai and Tiago Braz and stuff. They're there day in, day out.
It's their entire lives.
7 hours a day, 6 hours a day.
Uh-huh. All they do is train.
All they do is train. But you know what I noticed? They have one thing that we don't have in Malta, that or at least that we don't do during the main season.
Mm-hmm.
Like in preseason, Tata always says like, it's okay to play games. Our preseason is always a bit more fun. We do cardio and we do hard work, but we also like play games. We play basketball, we play volleyball,
Yeah.
and all these things. But Tiago and EJ and stuff and the pole vaulters, they play games every day.
Yes, they're always playing basketball.
They're always playing basketball. They're always playing tennis.
Mm-hmm.
They're always playing volleyball. They're always playing wrist power sports. If you noticed,
Exactly.
there are sports and events that are strong for their wrist, for their arm, for their elbow, things that you need for pole vault.
I mean, and people are finally realizing that, like, specializing,
Yes.
especially when you're young. Jeremy is such a prime example. Like, he does athletics, and I don't know if he still does basketball.
Yes. Till he went to America, he was still playing basketball.
Like, he does both.
He was still
and
playing.
they complement each other.
It excels his explosive power for sure.
Exactly. So
I think that's something that maybe we kind of forget about in Malta
I think the kids,
when it's time to stick with something.
The kids, like, they're specializing too early. They need to like have fun. They need to enjoy it. They need to play. Like if you come to the track, the kids are just like running all the time, running. Like
It's true. We've seen, you and I have both seen certain groups that specialize to specific events very early.
like why? They should try everything.
It's true, and they do certain high impact things that they should not be doing at a young age and stuff like that. So our group. No, I don't want to sound like
we're the best, okay?
Like we're the best, although we are. But our youngsters till the age of 15, they're still not doing just sprints. They all do jumps. They all do sprints. They all do long distance. They all do throws, even though we're not really prioritizing on throws because some of them have shown that they're excelling in certain areas, like Mikhail and Vlad. They're getting faster now, so you're like, okay, there's something to work on here, But yeah, this feeling of sticking to one thing, I think also leads to burnout quicker later on as well.
Plus, they don't enjoy it.
A lot of people start realizing that I'm just running in a straight line.
Exactly. So they leave and they go to flipping football. Like
we had many in our group that were doing football and doing track at the same time, and then they go to football, they don't come to track, and then they come to track and they start not really having fun because it's a boring sport. It's a very linear, monotone sport, unlike other sports, our sports particularly.
I guess so.
I mean, our sport is about doing the same action perfectly in a row for as long as you can.
There's a lot of repetitive movement, I guess, but I don't know. I wouldn't call it boring.
No, I don't think it's boring, but I think it's monotone. I would describe it as something that's monotone. It's just a repetition of the same and working towards the same and stuff. Like in a football game, God knows what can happen that's different from the last game.
Exactly.
But
it's a bit more unpredictable.
In 100 meters, you're gonna run 100
in a straight
meters.
line. Yeah, I guess so.
And you're either gonna break 11 or not.
Yeah,
so.
True.
But yeah, I think now after this small nation games blows over and we start getting in the next generation, which right now is like Jeremy, Graham, Beppe, some of the girls like Carla as well. Carla's around the same age as them as well. Now I can't name everyone, but that generation of athletes now is gonna start dropping our times now.
Exactly.
We're discussing, me and Flavio, that now our normal might be seeing 21.8, 21.9.
Exactly.
Before we were seeing 22.2, 22.1.
Look at, for example, the men's 400-meter relay. 50 seconds isn't going to cut it.
No. It's true.
When was the last time we saw that?
Not when I was alive, for sure.
If you're on 50.0, you're not going to make it.
You're not going to make it. We have who's running? Jared can run sub 50.
Yeah.
No, in his dreams he can run sub 50. Damien's running sub 50 consistently. Graham is way under 50. Matthew is the youngest one of the lot, and he's running
and Steve,
sub 50.
Luke.
Camille, yes, they're fighting for the place.
Exactly.
50 is
It's not gonna
it's
cut
impressive. It's impressive seeing
the standard.
for even soon maybe even 49 might not be.
You think?
I think so. Matthew has 48.
Of course.
Matthew's PB is 48.
Of course.
Damien's PB is as well, I think 48.
Mm-hmm.
And Jared's
Jared's
a monster.
Just
You know, it's like
a league of his own, really.
it's amazing to see how our standard has dropped and so quickly.
In just a couple of years.
In I think even in 1 year.
Like this year?
Yes. From last year we had this month.
Literally, this month.
We went from 21.4 to 21.1 and from 50s to 47.
That literally took 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
We have a
Crazy.
tough schedule this year.
We do.
We have a really tough schedule.
Packed.
It's difficult.
Can't
It's
really
really
take a
difficult.
break after the games because there's team
Team
champs,
champs
in
in
Poland.
Poland.
Then there's nationals, EAP.
EAP has become important.
Yes, because it's a world challenger event.
That's really big for our sports tourism,
Yes,
and
I
that's
think.
gonna bring a lot of people
Yes.
for sure.
Because people come for points
For sure.
for Paris, eh?
That's that.
So it will be good.
It's starting to be Malta now with how many facilities we're building. Now we built the track now.
Yeah.
There's the gymnastics that they're finishing, and we're gonna start the weightlifting. Marsa's gonna be packed.
Yes.
Marsa's gonna be packed with the
Where the hell
elite
are we
of
gonna
the elite.
park?
Where the hell are we gonna park? Where the hell are we gonna train? We're
That is true.
gonna be
But
filled.
this is good. It's good.
It's great. No, it's something that I think they've been working into for a long
like
time.
they put a lot of money into it,
Yeah.
eh? So
but yeah, now I'm just really excited to see what's gonna happen tomorrow.
I'm so excited for tomorrow.
I think it's gonna be bad weather as well, which is gonna be even better.
Because it's gonna be horrible weather. But wait, the wind should be good.
Oh yeah, if wind's in favor, we're good.
I think it's in favor.
I love watching Benzina run when he's hyped.
Luca,
When Benzina's hyped, it's
I screamed
It's
so much
something else.
yesterday. I got dizzy.
I lost my voice from screaming for Graham.
Yeah, for Graham.
I was screaming,
but
for
for
Graham.
Luke, I was gonna pass out.
man.
It was crazy. I'm
I think
so
I
excited
think
for
I
tomorrow.
scared Fed with how I was screaming for Benzina and the finish.
No, it's just
Il Hanina.
I get more nervous
I
watching
for
them.
easily.
Like my heart
easily.
was gonna beat out of my chest.
Easily.
Then when I have to run, it's
I think that it's been like that for me for the last 2 years.
really
Like that, yeah. I think because last year I was competing well, but I wasn't really prioritizing a result too much. So I was just running,
I think for you it's different because most of the time you race alone.
It's true. The 400 hurdles is the hurdle event for me and Danny was probably hard.
I watched Danny yesterday.
hard.
It looks really tough.
It's tough running alone.
To
When you
hurdle
have
by yourself.
when you have no one next to you, you have nothing to chase.
Mhm.
You start saying like, man, again I have to be alone. Again, it's gonna be the same old thing.
Mhm.
And I think I don't think it's the same for Danny because his is 110. His is a sprint.
Yeah.
Mine is a sprint, but I have
You have a whole lap.
I have way too much time to think.
Uh-huh.
So if you're really not focused and you're like kind of not ready to run your best, you start getting thoughts in your mind like damn,
I'm tired.
I'm tired. There's more to go.
This hurts.
There's last 3 hurdles. You start swearing in your head.
And the thing is, they put you first event, so there'll be no one
As well,
at
there's
the
nobody
track.
cheering for you because obviously all my teammates aren't gonna come except Fedi.
And they used to feel so bad.
Fedi comes. Fedi's number one
Fedi the
supporter.
best.
But no, but the psyche that you have to put yourself in for hurdles alone is difficult, man.
It's tough.
It's difficult.
Tough.
But Danny last year was going abroad quite often. That's why he broke
He has
national
to.
record.
He has to.
Last year he went abroad a lot. I'm sure it was like 4 or 5 times.
Because you have to run.
That's why he
with
broke the record.
people better than you.
Yep.
Like,
you
for
have
example,
to.
me, when I run locally, Like I try not to run as much as I can. I try not to run locally because
It's a waste.
like,
No, but you're trying to hype yourself up to run and to run the 4, run the time, and then you kind of compare yourself to the others. You need more.
I need people who are a
You
lot
need
faster
52,
than me.
51.
And last year, like, I made it a point to go abroad as much as I can and compete abroad as much as I can with people who are running 52, 51.
Last year, it took you to the last race.
Oh my gosh.
That was my dad's dream.
Oh,
The last
was
race.
tough.
Where was it last year when you broke
It
it?
was Munich. I broke it.
Are
in
you
Munich.
going again?
Yes.
The
I'm
same.
going.
This is the same event or no?
No. It's
Just
like
in
a
Munich.
low-level competition.
Okay.
But last year was so tough because last year I kept running the same
I
time.
know.
54.5. And
I
in
know.
training we were doing really well, and even your dad was saying like, "What the hell are you doing? Like, why do you keep
Why is
running
it not
the
coming?
same
Why is it not
time?
coming?
Like, I swear this number is cursed, and I never want to run it again." And then I went to Munich, and I knew it was the last race of the season, so I wasn't even nervous, Luca. Like, I was at the European Championships,
That's
and I
what
was
you
like,
need. That's what you need.
I'm just gonna run. Like, this is the last one. Let's just run.
As that, it was Europeans.
And I went in so
Europeans.
relaxed, like there weren't any butterflies, nothing. And when
That's
I saw,
that's the trick.
honestly,
When I feel like when you have nothing to lose, that's when you're the best.
exactly,
When
there's
you-
no pressure.
When you have nothing on your mind, you're like, there's nothing else after this.
exactly,
I'm just gonna run. I don't care if I die at 200.
like you're gonna die anyway.
No,
so
but
might as well like
Exactly.
make it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What did you run?
I
53?
ran 53.49. To be honest, when I saw the time, I was like, "This is a
No
glitch.
way.
This is a glitch. Like they're gonna come to me and they're gonna tell me like this is wrong. Like the clock like didn't work. Something."
Or like what happened to Graham? You stepped on the line, DQ.
Oh my god,
He was so mad. That happened twice.
it happened,
That happened
twice.
twice.
I remember in Cyprus we went to like technical whatever.
And it wasn't him.
No, it was another guy
And
wearing
it wasn't
a red
him
kit.
wearing red.
It
That's
was crazy. But he didn't get the record, miskin. ويا حاليا he smashed it now.
Lalo,
but
now he smashed it
whatever.
by a
At the
second and a half.
time,
What?
It was really dramatic because
so-
it was team champ, so we lost points. So, crazy.
Of course. Wow.
Yeah.
That was in Cyprus.
Mhm.
Thirdly, go.
Yeah.
If we got the points, would we have been in second?
Oh no way.
No.
No.
We're that off.
Yes. Yes.
I remember the championship when we came third. We came third and we went up to
It was
second league.
So dramatic.
That was cool. That
The
was a really
one
good.
That was here.
Yeah, the one that was here.
The
And
one
there-
where we almost didn't make it.
Yes, and there was a disqualification for someone else.
Yeah.
And that was
Crazy.
that was crazy.
That was great.
That was crazy. And then the championship in Zagreb when we watched.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one we were out of our league. And at the time,
That was
at the
just-
time we were like,
we were happy to be there.
we're just happy to be in a country that's outside the small nations,
Uh-huh.
and that was a good competition as well. It was fun to watch. Team championships level drama is close to small nation games.
Yeah.
I love team championships.
It is because
It gets
like,
so tense.
everyone has the same goal, to like score points. So
Mhm.
where usually the sprinters don't mix with the throwers or the jumpers or the middle distance runners.
Is that now you kind of all have to.
Everyone exactly.
you have to
it's
work
like
together.
A really nice.
I think that's something
Uh-huh.
that's something that we do miss a bit in our sport when it comes to, because athletics is an individual sport. By definition of athletics, you're alone and you're the only person that's running or
Mhm.
throwing or jumping or whatever. What we miss is the need to work together to reach a goal. And us as Malta, we get that with team championships, which
Yeah.
is once every 2 years.
Yeah.
But if we have some form of games where you compete against like a number of countries in a league sort of,
Mhm.
there's a bit more drive to have a bit more of an incentive to compete together, to compete well,
To support
to
each other.
support each other.
honestly.
and make our track community a bit closer, which we lacked until Andy came. I think we really didn't.
You
I
think?
I don't remember us really feeling like we're okay talking to that one or this one and stuff.
There still is a bit.
There is a bit of
Of-
that, but I think now when having back in 2020 when we had the national team sessions, really being required to work together, alla volja it was, kind of an extra thing.
Yeah,
It's something that allowed us to really start talking to other people.
exactly.
Even Formia allows us to do that.
Mhm.
We start like spending a week with people we don't usually spend a week with.
Exactly.
So that's something that will push the country to perform better, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think that's something that the sport lacks in general.
yeah. Because everyone likes to stay a bit separate.
Exactly. Everyone likes to be on their own. Everyone likes to think for themselves. Everyone, even Luke in Livelli, we don't really talk. We try not to talk to Luke in
Really?
Livelli.
He goes into
He goes into
game
that
mode.
game mode, and you know how Luke is when he go abroad. If
yeah.
things are late, he got a little grumpy.
Grumpy.
Miskin, man. It was so tired. We were so tired when we landed then
In Livelli.
in Livelli. You didn't come.
No, I didn't come.
I forgot you didn't come.
No.
The taxi came late. The flight was delayed.
Oh gosh.
We arrived really late. There was only one restaurant open, and it was this Turkish place that only sold the
Turkish,
chicken and
like,
chicken like rotisserie chicken
the doner,
and like
kebab.
doner, yes, doners.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, whatever, I'll just eat whatever, I don't care.
Oh.
And then my dad wanted to have a team meeting, and
Your dad wanted to have a team
Luke was
meeting.
there like
I'm tired. Sick of this
okay,
shit.
coach, yes, okay, let's go. And my dad blasted him then.
Oh.
But that's just Luke on day one from traveling. I think is like that.
Yeah.
But I think to keep it a bit closer towards you. Maybe bend it down.
Okay. Like this. Is this good?
Good. All right,
Yeah.
that's good. But yeah, so you mentioned your thesis. What's your master's? What is this?
So my master's
subject?
is on child psychology because I have a
Right.
bachelor's in psychology, and my thesis is actually about children who live in institutions like residential care, so like orphanages and stuff, and how they learn basically, and how it affects their development to live in an institution.
So you're researching the different types of education that they receive in these institutions, or
Exactly. So like from the perspective of the educator, like how they adapt their teaching to suit these students. The findings are very interesting till now.
So what are the categories? So you have orphanages, you have
Basically residential care. So orphanages, institutions, for example, there's kids, the Richmond program, because I know students from there as well.
okay.
But yes, like the findings, they're showing that it negatively affects their development.
Their development process.
Yeah, and their academic performance.
And what's the age category that you've worked with the most with
Secondary school.
secondary?
Yeah, so till 15, from 11 to 15.
That's quite a late age when it comes to development of education.
Yes, but it's
and
like
even,
behavior problems, they start then.
I see.
Yes, it really, really affects. Like anxiety, depression, crazy. The amount of medication that these children are on is mental.
I see. So do you? So you're saying that the behavior changes or behavioral traits like such as anxiety
Challenging,
and
basically like what we see in school. For example, you
right.
see a lot of...
Students that would require LSCs and
Yes, some do require LSCs, some don't, because
I
they're
see.
not statemented. I mean, they do require them, they just don't give it to
they
them,
just don't give it to
basically.
them. Why wouldn't they give it to them if they? Okay.
There
I see.
aren't enough. There aren't enough teachers, there aren't enough LSCs. I mean, I don't blame them because they definitely don't get paid enough.
For sure.
So Unfortunately,
I
then
speak from experience.
I mean,
With my mom working as an LSC, it's
exactly.
difficult to be an LSC.
It's very
It's
difficult.
very difficult.
I mean, I used to work as an LSE. I spent a year, and I
Yeah, I
worked,
remember.
and I worked with children with challenging behavior.
Okay.
And look, when I tell you, I used to go home crying every day.
Man.
It's just so emotionally draining. It was like it taught me a lot. Taught me a real lot about myself, about
Yeah.
the children as well. But hats off to teachers and LSCs. Like what they do is like crazy.
So, the, what's the most common like I'd say level of their behavior difficulties that you have experienced from your thesis? So like, are there very severe cases when it comes to them require, like when they have an outburst, they
Mhm.
require maybe, I don't know, to be segregated from the group, put in
Definitely.
put in rooms where they need to be left alone.
It gets dangerous, Luca. Like even
Mhm.
for the teachers and the lessees involved, like they get physical with you. These children, they know no boundaries. For example, even when I was still working, illa know how many times I got like punched and kicked. It was like a normal thing, you know.
It's
My
dangerous
kids would
it's
like.
dangerous for everyone involved, not
It's
just the
dangerous for us,
students.
dangerous for the kid as well.
It's dangerous for the kids.
Because the kid just sees red.
Mm.
They just go blind with rage, and there's no logical thinking.
Mm.
You know, I've had kids jumping out of the windows, like trying to escape
to
the
escape.
school. Yes.
Do you think this is a consequence of them being brought up without parental figures? Because the only parent or adult they would know
Mm-hmm.
is their teacher, but they wouldn't have their teacher with them every day, living with them.
Listen, when you have a family, you have like, even if, for example, the mother and father aren't together, there's like a constant figure in their lives.
Yeah.
Now, talking about children who live in orphanages, they're taken care of by caretakers, caregivers, whatever,
Those aren't
And
people
they
who can
work
provide
in
certain
shifts.
types of support that they need as well.
Exactly, and it's not constant.
Mm.
Like they're here for 8 hours or like however long their shift is, and then
And
they
then leave.
rotate. So these kids don't have a constant
They don't
attachment
have-
figure, like if we're gonna get all technical,
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
really, really affects them. There's no
Yeah.
consistency or stability in their lives. So then it's very visible then at school with the tantrums that they
Exactly.
have and the behavior problems, and unfortunately it's just getting worse and worse, huh? And how do you discipline these kids then?
It's difficult. I mean, if even if you do provide someone who's there, you can't. You just
You
can't.
can't. You can't make
provide.
someone
You
live
can't make
there.
someone live with them. Be the mother. Be the father.
Mushak.
Be their. Their arm and ear and stuff. and
Exactly.
it's-
And like if you have one caregiver or whatever in the home, this one person has to take care of
Of God
10
knows how many.
10 or more kids.
As that.
You know?
Oh, it shows the importance of parental figures in
Exactly.
the development of early stages.
And honestly, fostering.
Mm.
Fostering can honestly just 360. Like you honestly see such a big difference in these children.
Do we even have foster institutes in Malta that are that effective, or at least that good?
What we're seeing is that people go into fostering not knowing what to expect. And then they get like these kids with
then they get the bad
challenges,
case and they're like,
oh,
they give
no,
up, that's
no,
it.
take them
Mm.
back, and that
Mm.
makes it so much worse
mm.
because the child already
then the child
experienced
realizes,
so
oh,
much
I'm the
rejection.
problem.
Exactly, and then
Yeah.
it's just a vicious cycle.
Mm.
So yeah,
It's a
this is like what
difficult fields to be in Jbin.
yes.
No. Fed was working in Mount Carmel
Oh, how was that?
with the
With the
youth sector. There were a lot of most of the cases that she witnessed were the children who had a lacking figure. Most of them either Exactly. They had
Mhm.
they were neglected. They don't have a father figure. They don't have they're you know they're shipped off to their grandparents because their
With the
parents
nonna,
either
always with the
work all
nonna.
the time
Uh-huh.
or their parents things like that.
Mhm.
Then they don't develop good relationships and stuff. And then some kids get put into Mount Carmel for things like fighting with the mother for simple reasons. You
Madonna.
know, there's like yes,
Uh-huh.
because they feel like they can't handle the child. They feel like the child deserves to be punished because they've been misbehaving
Yeah,
and
so
stuff like
these
this.
kids go
And
through so much.
they see the easiest way out, which would be chuck them into Mount Carmel and like teach them a lesson.
Mhm.
And then they stay there for a day, 2, 3 days, and they see the worst case scenario. There was a child who entered Mount Carmel with a certain case of psychosis from
Psychosis.
drugs.
Drugs.
Yes, the child ingested some drugs
Oh my gosh.
that were traced with you know malicious things. It was
Mhm.
synthetic marijuana and stuff,
Madonna.
and ended up having psychosis, going crazy, having these episodes and fits of insanity, basically hallucinations
No.
and things like that. And miskin because he's young and he's at the age where he like starts to try to experiment with
Mhm.
things, starts to become a bit more social, starts to say, okay, my friends are doing that, let me do it as
And
well
there's
with
no
them.
guidance, eh?
There's no
If
guidance.
the parents aren't present.
And then they make one mistake, and then they
To
end
Mount
up they end
Carmel.
up needing care. They
Mhm.
end up needing care for the rest of their lives, which is the worst case scenario by a mile. So I mean, there's
No.
also a discussion to be had about how parents can like educate their children on using things like weed and how to
Like safely. You're
safely
saying.
and how to drink responsibly and things like that.
Mhm.
I think weed, depending on where you get it from, how you take it, how pure it is, how unprocessed or maybe processed it would be. It's safe to have, and the best thing for someone to do if they're worried about the child
Mhm.
and stuff is to show them how to use it in a responsible way.
I guess. I mean, I can never imagine myself like.
Smoking weed with your kid.
Yeah, no. I can't
I
imagine.
mean,
Can't really imagine myself doing
but
that. But
the thing is that in society now, the access to it is inevitable.
yeah, so
You
might
know,
as well like.
your child is definitely gonna see it when they're out,
So might as well you
especially
do it
might
like.
as well you would be the first one to show them how to use it responsibly,
Mhm.
to know where to get it from, not to trust everyone that gives it to you and things like that.
Exactly.
So unfortunately, this kid maybe didn't have that kind of support from his
Guidance. Uh huh.
parents, this guidance, this neglect of his social situation, and experimented anyway and got the bad hand.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but the social issues for
Uh huh.
children with autism and stuff, worst case is that they don't have a figure or they don't have a supportive figure.
Uh-huh.
They can
And
have
sometimes, like, even what I'm seeing, as since I am studying orphanages and stuff, the first thing I saw was why are children being put into orphanages.
uh,
And yes, it's social situations, poverty, or like people having kids when they don't want kids, and
no, they just put them up for adoption and they just get
exactly,
stuck in the system forever.
they get stuck in the system. And something else that like really مش bothered me ta, but like iktar shocked me was, for example, they have a kid, they planned for this kid, and the kid has a disability, and
Like,
they're like, oh no,
well, now I don't want it.
no,
Mm,
this is like
mm,
damaged goods, basically,
yeah,
not for me.
yeah.
Return to sender.
They see that it's gonna be hard.
Exactly, and they're not ready for it. I guess you never are really.
Yeah.
Are you ever?
Whatever it is, you're never gonna be ready for it. But
But that's something that like really stuck with me. Like it did bother me really. I don't know if there's a statistic in Malta or anything. I don't think that's something that they would publish, to be honest.
Of adoptions of children with born with disabilities. What rate is adopted? Oh, as in
Like, or put into
orphan.
the system, like orphaned. I don't know if there's a statistic about that. I don't think I want to know it.
I'm
to
not
be
sure.
fair.
I think from my experience, I know a lot of families because my uncle has autism. We know a lot of families who have children with autism who are older. So I think the case back then was also because they didn't know that they did have a disability.
Okay.
Like maybe the knowledge of the certain type of disability that the child exhibits from birth or at an early age, like let's say 4 or 5 years old, which can pop up. I'm quite sure that certain traits of autism can pop up by the age of 6, 5. It's very early.
Yeah, I mean, they don't like to diagnose very early.
Yeah, but I think I feel like the things like ADHD get diagnosed very early.
Yeah.
Too early.
Yeah.
It's the most commonly diagnosed.
Exactly.
For
and
sure.
like kids are kids.
Kids are kids.
Like,
they're gonna be attention. They'll have attention deficit.
Exactly.
They'll be hyperactive. They're not gonna pay attention in school. So it's something that they'll normally.
They label them as naughty.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
or difficult.
Difficult. Exactly.
So bellalu, fimt?
And give them the give them the
pills.
the pills, the drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's where it becomes the problem. 'Cause then later on in their lives, if they start giving them all the medication and all the pills so early to like control their situation, later on in life they're gonna need other kinds of pills for other kinds of things.
Exactly.
More likely, as in.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
ADHD is very comorbid with depression as well.
Exactly.
So
if they're not allowed to be expressive of their and expel their hyperactivity, they're gonna feel like they're in a shell.
Exactly.
They're gonna feel like they're not allowed to run around the house, jump from this sofa to that sofa and stuff like that.
We like to resort to medication a lot.
Yeah. It's the easy way out too, especially for parents that panic and see like, oh, my child needs help. The only help that I can give the child because I don't know what to do is medication.
Exactly.
Which is something that I think needs to. That depends on the support that the school gives, I think.
But does the school really have a say in like what medication you give your kid?
I think rather than what medication you give the kid, how you can take care of the kid without the medication.
I think that is more of like
The
psychologist or the educational psychologist working in the school.
Wouldn't they then be the first people who would be the ones to say, yeah, he needs pills?
The psychiatrist.
The psychiatrist. Well,
yes.
that's the first place they're gonna go.
Exactly.
So what I think would be the best is that the schools or the educational programs have someone, a specialist, like an experienced LSC, someone who's had experience with dealing with children who have autism, and you tell them, you give them, instructive lessons about how to deal with them, what to do, to be patient, obviously, because
lots of patience.
lots of patience,
Lots of
so
like,
to prevent that, because that's then that's a slope to the end.
But autism, I don't know. Like I have experience working with children with autism, and my own sister is autistic as well. And like, yes, it's a very, very tough. It's very tough, like, to deal with. But these kids are just incredible. They're amazing. They're so smart.
So advanced.
Like,
they are
very
advanced.
Because they've had to learn how to kind of survive, and it's just so beautiful to watch. I mean, yes, you get tantrum when they throw a tantrum. It's crazy, but I really enjoyed my time working with them. Really, really.
I remember my uncle has autism, but he's not a hyperactive form of autism.
Okay.
He's very low speech, doesn't talk much. He just
Alright.
he loves music, and that's all and bread. He loves baguettes.
Oh, who doesn't?
He always tells us to go and buy him a loaf of bread or a baguette and bring it back to him.
Oh,
He doesn't even eat it. He just looks at it, you know.
smart.
But then my cousin Nigel has Asperger syndrome,
Okay.
and he's a high functioning man.
Mm-hmm.
He did a course at MCAS as well, and he graduated from the course. I mean, when we were really young, like, he's 2 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
When we were 8 and 10 years old, around that age, it was difficult to. He was difficult. I remember him being difficult, fighting. Autistic children, they have bad thermoregulation.
Yeah.
So when they feel hot,
They just.
ينزعوا
Yeah.
متى يريدوا.
Mm-hmm.
And he would feel hot in winter, he'd feel cold in summer, and all these things. So I remember him running around the house like in his underwear while we were there for dinner with the cousins, things like
Yeah.
that, or fighting with his parents, with me, fighting over the PSP, fighting over the PlayStation, things
Mhm.
like that. Then as we got older, obviously his I guess his inclination to do things before was play video games and run around and like be a bit, disobedient.
Okay.
But as he got older, his inclination became interested in media, in arts,
Mm-hmm.
in lore. He's really interested in things like fictional things,
Mm-hmm.
like fictional monsters, fictional beings,
Alright.
gods, things like that. We used to play what's it called? We used to play God of War,
Okay.
which is, Greek mythology and Roman
Uh-huh.
mythology, stuff like that. And then we also used to play what's it called, that movie? I forgot what it's called, but he goes around murdering and killing fictional monsters and like the chimera, which is, you know what a chimera is.
Look, I have no
It's
idea.
it's a combination of a goat, a lion, and a snake.
Okay.
And it has the head of a lion, head of a goat, and the tail that's a snake.
Uh-huh.
And so on. He goes around this fictional world killing these beings. He kills Medusa. You know who
Alright.
Medusa is?
Yes, I do.
Exactly. So, in so on, these things were something that we became really interested in.
Mhm.
And we used to read these books about dragons, different types of dragons, the different types of scales,
Oh,
like
cool.
things like that. So he's really, really intelligent when it comes to talking about stories about these things.
Uh-huh.
And he wanted to play our card game, which was Magic the Gathering,
Alright.
which is also about fictional creatures and
Uh-huh.
characters and stuff like that. So his intelligence is towards lore, writing, and environmental as well.
Okay.
He's very environmentally inclined.
Alright.
He's very aware of the environment and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Greta Thunberg, just
Oh.
not that bad,
Okay.
not in that extreme.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's an interesting question that I want to ask you
Uh-huh.
about Greta Thunberg.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
do you know who?
I know she
Yes.
is. Yes.
Do you think that how she's being perceived in the media and stuff is necessarily good?
How she's being perceived.
So she's very active,
Yes.
and she was arrested in a protest a few months ago in
She
Germany.
got out, I hope.
Yeah, she got
Oh
out.
my
I'm pretty
God,
sure she got
okay.
out. It was just like a one-day arrest
Uh-huh.
type thing. Do you think that putting someone who has autism
Mm-hmm.
in the fire of media as someone who is the figurehead for a large issue is a good thing for
For her.
her mentally?
Why not? I mean, okay, I understand that she gets a lot of hate, no?
Yes, she
I'm
does.
sure she does. So, being so young, how old is she? She's even 20?
She's 18.
She's 18.
Now she's 18.
So, being really young, I'm sure it does affect her. So, autistic or not, I mean, it's gonna affect her mentally.
Mm.
But I think the fact that she does have autism makes it even better, you know? Because look at the impact she's had on the entire world,
Mm.
you know? So having someone who is on the spectrum and who is essentially changing the world,
Mhm.
she's like paving the way for all the kids who are not neurotypical
Mhm.
to be like, oh look,
Oh, I can do something.
yes,
Yeah.
I can change. Literally, I can change the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Not that, I'm not saying I think it's great that she's autistic.
No,
but like,
but in the sense
but
that she, as someone who has
she has
autism,
such a platform. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, of
Yeah.
course.
so
Yeah.
I just wanted to
Yes,
ask that about Greta because
yeah.
I mean she's come under a lot of fire from when she went to the summit and said, you know, the famous speech in Soma to Donald Trump.
Oh,
You know that one.
remind me.
I forgot what it was, but it's the when she first started being a very public
Like
activist for
bashing Trump. I
yeah,
guess.
bashing Trump, bashing world leaders about not doing anything about the environment
I
and
mean,
stuff like
is
that.
she wrong though?
No, I don't think she's wrong. No, obviously not.
Exactly.
I mean,
As she should. Fight the power.
autism builds us as people as well. After having so many experiences with autism,
Mm-hmm.
you and I are probably very, very unique in our experiences.
Yeah.
Because me dealing with my uncle and my cousin,
Mm-hmm.
seeing what my mom has to go through, trying to help her brother and stuff,
Yeah.
kind of makes you become someone who's a bit more accepting and a bit more patient when it comes to other things that happen in our life.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you mentioned that they're very high functioning, the people
Yeah.
in your lives, like they're verbal, they
yeah,
communicate.
some you can't keep track with them
Yeah.
sometimes.
I mean, I don't have that experience because my sister is, she's non-verbal.
Yeah.
She has intellectual and physical disabilities.
Mhm.
So growing up, it was very difficult for me to connect with her and to build any kind of relationship. Really,
Is she the oldest of you
she's
three?
the eldest.
She's the
Yes,
eldest.
yes. She's 4 years older than me. How old am I? I'm 25. She's 29.
29.
She's 29. Gonna be
Jackie,
29 this
as a
July.
Jackie is 2 years older.
She's a year older.
A
than
year
me.
older.
Yeah, we're three girls. Growing up was tough. It was tough because my dad left when I was very young.
Mhm.
So my mom is literally my hero, literally superwoman,
A major
because
task.
she raised the three of us, and my sister has all the issues that she has.
Three kids is difficult enough.
Exactly. So put a
Put
disability on top of that
it, I know.
is crazy, and I feel like I can't complain about my childhood. Like, my mom made sure that we had everything, like extracurriculars, blood Dutch. So like we were constantly doing something. But when it came to like connect with my sister, Issa with Jacqueline, with my the
Yeah.
middle one, she's my everything. Like, she's my best friend, and I can't imagine life without her. So when I do think about Jennifer, who is my eldest
Mhm.
sister, I do get that kind of guilt and shame
That you're not
that
as close as you could be.
exactly because
Mm.
she's my sister, she's
Yeah.
my blood, but there's no,
I mean, it's still not. It's no one's fault. It's just.
not really.
it's
It's just something.
Yeah, it's just the barrier that you have between you.
Yeah, and even the fact that if no one could babysit my sister,
Yeah.
like my mom would tell me, we can't go there, we can't go here, or I can't drive you because I have Jennifer, and
Right.
that kind of built a kind of resentment
Yeah.
towards her. And when I reflect on it now, I'm like, it's not her fault. Like,
That's it.
why? Like, why would I blame her, miskina? Like,
Mhm.
Vera. But you kind of feel a certain way, so then there's a lot of guilt and a lot of shame, which I'm kind of still dealing with, I guess. But she's like, we're family at the end of the day, so I love
Mhm.
her to bits.
I have that feeling as well sometimes when it comes to taking care of my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes my grandfather can't carry the whole load,
Yeah,
so he comes to us for lunch and things like that.
yeah.
And a few of the times, I think he came over for lunch, like on Cora's birthday or something.
Okay.
And you kind of feel like, oh, it's your day, but mommy has to drive my uncle around
Exactly.
and kind of spend time away from
Exactly.
what you think is more important and stuff.
I mean,
but
it's
I
very
think-
time consuming, and it takes a lot of work.
It's a lot of
A lot.
it's difficult.
A lot.
I think I'm gonna touch on the fact that your mom pushed you to do extracurricular.
Yeah.
So who got you to start doing basketball?
Actually, I wanted to start a sport. Actually, I wasn't doing anything for a while. I was just doing school, literally just school. And my mom was like, Isma, like, do something.
Do something.
Like, I don't want you around the house all the time.
I can't have you being a bookworm every day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we started playing basketball at school, actually.
Yeah, you and Jackie, yeah.
Actually, a story.
Tell me.
My sister and I were late for catechism for Museo.
Huh?
So we were like sprinting to Balzan. From Birkirkara to Balzan. We
Yeah.
sprinted the whole way because we're like, we're going to be late. Superiura's going to kill us. And on the way, while we were sprinting, we bumped into Mr. Ivan Riolo.
Yes.
And he was like, where are you going? And we're like, we're late for Museo. And he was like, you ran really well. He was like, you should start basketball. And we were like, okay, we're late. Let's go.
We're late. Let's think about this
And
later.
he gave us his card.
Mhm.
And we went home, and I told my mom. And I was like, why not? Like, apparently, Ivan, he's my neighbor. He lives very close to me. So we went and we started playing basketball. So that's how we were scouted, basically. Late for
Dr. Riolo.
Museo.
Dr. Riolo is sneaky. He's a sneaky scout.
Yeah. So we were with Starlight.
He should have said, you run really fast. You should start training with Jelko.
Yeah, no.
Ah.
See? No.
We could be running 51 by now already.
Tara. Missed opportunity. So I played for I think it was a good 5 years. I played basketball.
So
Yeah.
10, 11, 10, 11.
11. I was
No.
11.
I remember you were good. Who are
At
you playing with?
basketball?
Yeah.
Starlight.
Starlight. Is that
Look, I was no good.
Which
I
not
was
good.
not good at basketball. No. Literally, after one of the games, my coach came up to me and he told me, you're the reason we lost today. I swear to you, I cried, obvia, but literally. And then I went home and my mom was like, wow, like it's really win as a team, lose as a team.
But lose as a team unless it's not your fault, then put it on
Exactly.
someone else.
But I don't blame him because I was like the biggest chapsa. My mom would come and watch the games and she would tell me, listen, you spend like 60% of the game
Doing nothing.
on the floor. Because they would like touch me and I would fall.
Oh, yeah, Jen.
And I would like be so dramatic and just stay there.
Man, very were for track.
Yes.
From
It
day
was
one.
quite an easy decision to choose between track and basketball. You know?
If Ivan Riolo, Dr. Riolo, hears this podcast and he hears that a coach told you it's all your fault, you're the reason we lost,
Literally.
it'll blow his lid probably.
Oh my gosh. Oh, no, I don't blame him. I was horrible. It was bad.
And then you were how did you come in contact with my dad then?
So I went to Sacred Heart, right?
Yeah.
And we used to do inter-schools at St. Aloysius.
Uh-huh.
And I did well. I think I won. But I was with my friend at the time. And she told me, listen, I want to start athletics, but I don't want to start by myself. You know how girls
Who
are.
Who was it?
Rebecca. Beck.
Becky.
Yeah, Becky. And she was like, I don't want to start by myself. And I was like, oh yeah, Becky, I don't want to. She was like, oh yeah, come with me. And I was like, all right. So we went to the track and your dad was there. And he told us, all right, hey, go jog.
Join.
Go do a lap. No, I think it's at 2 laps. We're like, Madonna, 2 laps?
2 laps
Like,
around the
we're
track.
gonna die. And we started running. And I remember my sister was with us as well. And my sister and Beck, they were just like dying. They were dying. Like it was a marathon, these 2 laps. And I was like, bye guys. I'm going to impress the new coach. And so he gave us a session. I don't remember what the session was. But at the end of the session, he told us, listen, like you should really continue.
Who died the most from that session?
I feel like it was my sister.
Jackie.
Yeah, it was Jack. I feel like it was.
Did he do the assassination session?
I don't even remember the session.
You don't remember the session?
I don't remember the session.
That'd be cool if you could remember the session.
I remember all these drills.
He still has his notebooks from
I can imagine.
From back then.
I can imagine.
2013, 2012 notebooks.
Oh, yeah.
My
It sounds like he was.
Once when we were clearing out the wardrobes, we found them. Mary's old programs.
Oh.
Mary's old
I
programs.
remember,
Luke at 13. those
Look,
programs.
I remember Mela back then. He was like skinny and he didn't have a beard.
And he didn't have a big ass, probably.
He probably still did. Let's be real.
It's the
Yeah,
jeans.
Yes. Let's be real.
Yesterday, I don't think that speed suit fits him.
No.
Definitely not.
But
That
he
thing's
looks
10
amazing.
years old.
It is.
10 years old.
He has a picture in it.
Yeah, when he was
At Luxembourg. Was it Luxembourg?
as that. No, wait.
You know the picture I'm
Yes,
talking about
yes.
with the baton?
Yes, going to the block.
Yes,
that was
yes.
Luxembourg. That's
Uh-huh.
20.
13?
Mush 13
10
was.
years ago.
Mush 13 was Reykjavik.
That was 15.
Reykjavik was 15.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Luxembourg 2013.
13.
Wow, 10 years.
Literally 10 years. Brought him luck, huh?
I'm telling you,
It's a nice suit.
that's a nice suit. I
It's a
miss
nice suit.
that Nike suit's cool. Our suit of Mizuno is nice. Okay, I got the message.
I'm not gonna say anything about that.
I like the men's Mizuno
The
kid.
color is nice.
Alright.
It's a nice shade. It's a nice
It's a
shade,
nice shade of red.
Nice shade of red.
Okay, good. Alright.
Yeah.
No problem.
Okay, no. I shouldn't be saying this because it's literally my sponsor. It's Eurosport.
I
no?
know.
I love Eurosport.
That's that,
but
bro.
the kit.
We love
good.
the Mizuno. We love the
Yeah.
Mizuno kit.
Yes, we love it.
I'm saving you.
It's
saving
the
you.
best ever.
You know what I'm referring to when it comes to when I say the assassination session.
No, which one? There's so many.
when he gets new athletes
Mm-hmm.
to kind of see how they're gonna cope.
Okay.
kind
What
of
does he give them usually?
Tries to kill them a little bit. No, he gives them any session that he would give the current
To see if they can
the
hang.
current top to see if they can hang.
Yeah. Brutal.
Brutal.
If they come back, it means they're crazy enough for the sport.
As that, and
Basically.
that's when you become part of the team.
You do kind of need to be a bit mental, though.
Mhm. To train with my dad, you need to be mental.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Watching how you die on Friday.
I cried on Friday.
I know. That was a tough session.
It was tough.
Uh,
Shock to the system, definitely.
I think the only sessions I've cried in with my dad were hurdles.
Because you literally
Hurdle
hurt
sessions.
on a hurdle.
No,
Oh. It
because
was
I'm
just-
setting up the hurdle.
Oh. It's like
that was
anticipating the pain.
no, just being alone.
Stop, Luca! Yochas!
That was the hardest phase of starting hurdles.
Knowing you're gonna be alone.
Knowing I'm alone, I'm the only one setting up the hurdles. My dad is halfway across the track, dealing with
Aw.
everyone else, and me in the warm up. Okay, 1, 8, 10th hurdle, we're done. Okay,
that
now let's start the session.
That
It's a
sucks.
swear. Every session I'm swearing. Every session was the same.
It really makes a difference when you're dying with other people, at least.
That's why then I was so happy when they got the trolley for
The
the
trolley?
hurdles.
Oh, so you don't have to stay
Once they finally let us use the trolley for the hurdles.
Uh-huh.
Battistino.
Oof,
That was
that's a
what a
blast
change.
from us
What a change from that to
to
now.
now. Big change.
Thank God, man.
That was just
That was tough.
toxic
Can you
toxic
believe
environment.
Can you believe we weren't allowed to take off our t-shirts to train in summer?
Are we?
We
Still?
are now.
You are?
Yes. But back then we
Back
weren't.
then, no.
They'd say no. That's indecent. You can't train without the t-shirt.
On what track? Like, name a track, any country where you cannot do that.
As if it's gonna be 36 degrees at Marsa
Exactly.
and you're dying and you can't take off the top.
Ridiculous. No.
At the gym, at the gym obviously no.
But I think
the
that's
gym you can't.
hygiene.
But that's also
But-
that's private. Like
Uh-huh.
I think it's because it's a private facility,
Exactly.
and different types of people are gonna come who might not be comfortable with it. But on the track,
It's like you're by
it's-
yourself.
you're not
in
you're not in a small square with weights. You're in a massive
You're outdoors.
massive field outdoors in a track. It's a different set.
Yeah.
It's a different set. But that period, not was it the year or 2 years before Andy? I think 2 years before Andy. That was.
I think it was a while.
When did Andy become president? Was it when? I think
COVID.
I think right before COVID.
Wasn't it?
I think 2019.
19.
At the end of 19, and then COVID.
Then COVID hit.
Lalo miskin.
Biscuit.
His first hassle was COVID.
Yeah. But he did a good job. Like the nationals after COVID.
That
Was
was
the
a really
best
good nationals. We had a
nationals.
really good nationals.
That was the best nationals ever.
For sure, we had a really cool setup. There was
The ice baths on the
Physios,
back.
the ice baths, everything. That was cool.
I give him the vibe. It
That
was
was
really
cool.
nice.
I remember that the competitions of COVID felt really different.
I mean, not that we have
felt like a
not that we
like
have
a different.
Sheba spectators to begin with.
I'm anticipating so many spectators for Swan Nation games.
Are you?
I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see the new Marsa stands packed.
Packed.
That's
That will be
the
a
dream.
sight,
That's the dream. And I'm gonna be interviewing the winners, interviewing
Oh,
you.
That's so
At the end,
exciting.
Janet, how does it feel to run 51.9?
Sana. Bella.
Gilla, man.
Bella.
That's cool,
That's really exciting.
I can't wait. I can't wait for that.
Oh, Piatri. What if they don't speak English?
I learned their language out of my life.
Bella.
I learn what's the word?
No, I'm sure they speak English.
Cypriot. I learned how to speak Cypriot.
I'm sure they speak English.
No, they speak English now
Of
for
course,
sure.
of course.
But this GSC is gonna be dope, for sure. I can't wait.
Yeah.
As
I
a
mean,
spectator, I can't wait.
As a spectator,
As a spectator,
because
I
if
can't
you were
wait.
on the other end, you'd be like,
I don't know, Ta. Because of my event, I think I'd be chill. 400
you
hurdles.
think?
Huh? Me as an interviewer, I'm chill. But if I was competing, I'd still be chill.
Yeah, no. I like the opposite of chill. The opposite.
And my
Voila, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Insomma, I think another thing I wanted to touch on, you were referring when we were talking about your sisters, your siblings, was, the impact of your mom having to deal with 3 kids
Yeah.
and being alone.
Yeah.
What is that like, not having a
Not having.
father figure
Yeah.
in your life?
I mean, it's all I know, basically. Like, I don't know what having. This is gonna sound like it is like a therapy session.
Yes, it is a therapy session.
I don't know what having a dad is like, but honestly, I don't. I have
Mm.
nothing to compare it to because he left when I was so young. So my mom has had to take on so many different roles, and I feel like she did an incredible job. Like, I owe her everything, literally everything. But I do feel like as I got older, and especially like when you're in your influential years, like 6th form, I was
Yeah.
like, wow, I
Yeah.
really wish my dad was here. And the thing that like hurt the most was, for example, when I do break a record or when I do like achieve something, like graduate or something,
Yeah.
and I don't get that message of like,
Mm.
well done, or I'd be like, oh, I'd wonder what my dad would think right now if he knew that I ran this or I did this, But the thing is that it's so easy nowadays to keep in contact with someone.
That's true. It's true.
So it's very much the case of if he wanted to, he
He
would.
could. Yeah.
So the fact that I know that, and I know that he literally could not care less,
Yeah.
it's something that hurts.
Mm.
It hurts. And something that I'm still kind of
Yeah.
dealing with.
Yeah.
It does really hurt. Especially since my mom is white. And
Yeah.
my mom's white. And my dad is black, he's Nigerian.
Yes.
So I feel like he took that that side of my culture away from me because he never exposed me to it, like the language, the people, the
Right.
food, the traditions. Like I do have that kind of resentment. I guess
You have a
towards him.
disconnect from like
Oh,
half of
definitely.
you.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like he took that away from me.
Mm.
Sa ħalli għali being mixed race, it's a whole other story,
Yeah.
because you hear about racism
Yeah.
and all that, but being like mixed, it's different because I'm not white,
Yeah.
but I'm not black either. And that's something that I realized really, really recently, because my dad had invited us to like a party, a Nigerian party, obviously
Right.
with all black people.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I was like, I'm so excited. I'm gonna
You're
be
gonna-
like, I'm gonna be with my people. Like I'm
you're
gonna feel like
you're
I
gonna have your
belong.
cultural experience.
I went, Luca,
Ah.
and I kid you not, I felt so out of place, because I was like, I'm not black enough to be here.
Wow.
And I felt the judgment because my skin is so light,
Ah.
and I'm so used to feeling too dark.
Dark.
And I went there and I
And
was
you
like,
felt.
I felt Caucasian. And it was crazy. And that's when it really hit me, like, I don't flipping belong anywhere, you know? And then I started like reading all these stories about these mixed race people who experience this. Like, they struggle with identity basically,
Yeah.
because like, where do you belong?
You're stuck in the middle.
Exactly.
Mm.
So that's like kind of what I get from my childhood, kind of a bit of confusion, not knowing where I belong really.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of trying to be more in the headspace of, hi, I'm Janet. This is me, basically. I like to think that I'm a good person, a nice person, and I have good morals and good values, and that's enough for me, really. So that's.
Do you think that this now I only know you in track, but when I remember when you did like join us for track and stuff, I remember you always being super quiet.
Yeah.
not really talking much, not really taking part in any conversation. Do you think this this experience of confusion with where you belong and how you feel kind of almost made you a mute?
For sure. Definitely.
Did you feel scared of trying to fit in and then not actually fitting in, and then, you know?
It's just like I felt different, different and kind of inferior in a way. So I didn't, like, I always thought that if I had to speak to people, they would be like, oh, this person's so boring. Like, that's my fear, that people would find me boring. I hope you don't find me boring.
No, I definitely don't find you boring, Jen. Don't worry.
But I would be so afraid, like constantly scared. Like, I didn't used to want to speak to anyone. And in fact, your dad always tells me, like, you just swished night and day. Like, I didn't used to say
what
a
happened
word.
as that? What was the click, kind of, that you said, oh, you know what, I'm gonna start talking now?
Honestly, I think just going to sixth form. St. Aloysius changed me. Because I was forced into it.
People.
I was forced into it.
You
like,
kind of had to. You had to.
Exactly, because if you don't make friends, if you don't speak to people, you're not going to survive sixth form. You're just not. So I had to, basically. I'm still not the most social person.
I know sec culture was... Now it's changed, but it's kind of... It was tough because of the, the whole thing about the, the poems.
Oh.
The slut shaming poems and stuff like that.
That was my year when they ended it, because they got like law, like the police got involved. That was my year. Basically they used to do poems after soirée, after the party, and it got so brutal. Like, they shamed one of the girls to filth. Like, it was bad. Like, they called her a cow. Like, it was bad. It was bad, Miskina. So she took legal action. Like, I still don't think she should have done that, but she felt like she needed to. So, like, all power to her.
I mean, it has become a legal issue then.
Yes, they were in court.
It's something that is worth taking legal
I
action
mean,
over
it's
something
bullying.
like that.
It's
bullying.
essentially
It's very,
bullying.
it's very much bullying.
And the
you
thing
know,
is that it was
in
done
front of everyone.
everyone,
No.
in front of the
It's the
entire
worst
school.
case. It's the worst case scenario for someone who's a 16-year-old, 17-year-old.
But the thing is, like, we had a guy who went out with like 5 girls in one night, and he was praised. And then this girl
Guys
went out with one
the
guy.
oh lol, but
One guy.
one guy.
And they were calling her ugly, fat, a cow. So the double standard was crazy.
There is that double standard when it comes to men, guys who are able to, go out with any girl.
They're called
They
a
deserve-
player.
yeah.
They're called like, yes, like it's kind of
Yeah,
a pat on the back, you know.
Yeah.
But if a girl has to do it, she's
and just one
exactly
ends up getting into court, getting
uh-huh.
bullied by all her friends, getting called a slut and things like that. No, it's
Exactly.
not. It's-
So
Yeah,
like when you asked about me coming out of my shell, I think like I had to experiment a bit.
Yeah.
Like St. Aloysius, the parties are top.
Nah.
So I started partying, which kind of didn't go well with my training, but I felt it's a phase that I had to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I had to
That's
get wasted. I had to like be dragged.
Good.
out
So
of-
I was gonna ask, do you feel like because of track you miss out on certain social things that you could be having?
right now.
No, but like maybe in
Yeah.
general, yeah.
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 You have to.
But
make.
do you think from what you have experienced socially,
Mm-hmm.
you're still fulfilled in the sense of your social
I
social side?
yes,
meeting
I
friends
did
and-
my time. You
Yeah.
know, I did it,
Mm.
and I feel good about it. Like I'm old now, Luca.
Oh,
So
yeah, Chen.
so I'm not a partier anymore. But I feel like it's worth the sacrifice.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah.
But I do feel like I miss out on a lot
Mm.
because of training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have what to work for, Jen.
Yes.
You are
Uh-huh.
Olympian hopeful, no?
I
That's what we
mean,
want.
It's everyone's dream.
Ah,
It's everyone's dream. I mean, it's tough because, like you said, the level is just skyrocketing. That's the goal. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you like it's not, because it definitely is.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, just work towards that. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, that's why I'm kind of focusing more on the journey
Yeah.
more than fixating on I want to go to the Olympics,
Mhm.
because of course I do. What the hell?
Exactly.
Like,
Everyone wants to
why
go to
would
the
I
Olympics.
put myself
Exactly.
through such
all this
exactly? Why would I
suffering and missing out and
exactly? Why
sacrifice
would
and
I
stuff
put
just
myself
to not
through
go.
this to like do it for fun?
Mhm.
No, it's not
Mhm.
fun. It's not.
It's not fun.
You know.
You're not gonna put yourself through all this suffering just to say no, it's okay, I don't want to go
Just
to the
like
Olympics.
hobby. No, it's not a hobby.
Is that- I think I had that for a while where I was maybe obnoxiously thinking, I'm gonna go to the
Why
Olympics and
is
stuff.
it obnoxious?
But then there was a year where I kind of said, no, I deserve to start going out, meet new friends. I met Matteo and I met all my new friends and stuff. I
Mhm.
deserved to have the time where I could have fun.
Exactly. You
And
felt
then-
like you couldn't. Because
Yes, and then I think besides my, the skill, I can train as much as I want. There are certain things that, as an athlete, you can lack. There's certain things you can't train through them.
Okay.
You will always lack them.
Like you need talent.
Yes, the talent.
Exactly.
I have the only talent I have is my dad's genetics.
Stop.
From
you
my
can't
dad
say
being
that.
being a national record sprinter in Yugoslavia and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So I think I worked hard thinking that that might be the goal, but then after meeting my friends and really changing my priority to
Mhm.
enjoying my life a bit more, then I think my priority changed from prioritizing track to having
To-
fun more.
Okay. So now
Yeah.
you're coaching, no?
Yeah, I can't wait to coach.
Oh, that's great.
We're talking next year. I might even take half of the senior group.
Stop! You're
I'll
gonna
be your
my
coach. I'll be your coach.
Actually,
هتقعد تقرت
listen.
لي I was gonna be your coach.
You are
No, I
scared.
don't want you to be my coach.
Okay, wait. You are scary.
Yes, good.
The way you talk, like the way you tell
She
us.
doesn't believe me. You know, she doesn't believe that
Fed.
I'm aggressive and difficult.
Fed.
I'm
I'm
tough.
telling you.
I'm scary.
Like last time he was telling us, you're late. One lap for every minute that you're late. And I was like, wait a minute. Crazy.
Then I was late, and
that
then I
is-
was 15 minutes late, and Tata said, "Okay, 15 laps," as if no, thank you.
Oh my gosh.
But I do that because the Dorotheans that I coach are young, and they need a form of discipline before they can start training.
That's
You
fair.
know what I
no,
mean?
No, I understand that.
And they are difficult. Huh?
Are they?
They are difficult to control.
Because they're young.
And sometimes when there's a lot, the most the group was when I was there was 14, which is manageable. But a while ago they were like 24. One person, it's not enough.
No.
Me and Tara were coaching them. They were 20, 25, 26. Two of us, we can handle it. But alone, 24 people,
It's tough.
you're gonna start swearing after 15 minutes.
When you say half of the senior group, what do you mean?
So
You're actually gonna coach me.
no,
You cannot
no.
me. Luca, I am very difficult to coach.
No, because we were discussing about some of the younger ones in the senior group and mixing them together with some of the youths as well.
Okay.
So instead of I was gonna coach 3 times a week, and then,
That's quite a commitment.
but now I might coach 5 times a week, every day, Monday to Friday, and we'll mix and work together for long jump. We'll do long jump together.
So you'll take certain events.
Yes. So when it comes to long jump, we might have more jumpers. That's why.
Okay.
We'll split the work. So we'll help each other out.
That's
And
so cool.
instead of coaching mine, coaching his, we'll be coaching together, which is kind of cool.
That's cool.
Something really.
Wow.
That's really cool.
The Aroses.
The Arases.
Aroses.
Team Aras.
Yeah.
Issue Force.
Oh.
You remember Issue Force?
Yes.
That's funny. That's a throwback.
Yes.
That's Baku stuff, man.
Oh.
Man. Baku was cool.
We were so many of Jerko's athletes.
He had the most. He had 7.
7.
7.
Yeah. Had Paula started? No.
Yes. No.
What?
Yes.
No?
I can't remember now.
I don't think she was there.
I don't think so.
No.
But can you believe that we were, well, not me, you were in the first edition of a European Games. The first.
That was crazy.
The first.
The first one.
You know, I still have the ticket.
The ticket.
I still have the
Accreditation.
No, I have the accreditation. I have a spectator ticket. I have a spectator ticket that I got for me. And I have the relay number. MLT.
The bib.
The bib.
Estra.
And everyone's signature.
Illallo.
I have
so
the
you
whole
have
team.
mine.
I have yours, of course. I have
Ora.
yours. Mela. I have you, Bedzina, Mary, Rebecca Fitz,
Elenia.
Elenia.
Who else was there?
There was one more.
Julian.
Julian. That's it. There. That's it. Those 6.
Estra.
Those 6.
Lala.
And Becky Camilleri.
Becky Camilleri. I love
I
Becky Camilleri. She's like my favorite person ever.
when he went, he told me, no, I'll get you something from Baku. I'll get you everyone's signature.
You have her signature.
Yes, I have her signature.
I hate you.
And I told him, okay, but get me Becky's. I want Becky's signature.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I have it. Yeah, I have
Lucky.
it. That's cool. That I need to find a nice frame. No, it's framed. Don't worry.
Oh my gosh.
But I have to find a nice.
Every time
Nice
I see
setup.
Becky at the track, I'm just starstruck.
She was our best when it came to European performance.
She was European level.
European level for sure.
Amazing.
Amazing.
I remember watching her jump the national record.
What is
Were
it?
you there? 640.
That's 640. That was.
She did it at Marsa.
And a few years after she broke her leg.
Luca.
Can you believe
Incre-
that? You
No.
break your leg, you break your leg, and then you
Come
smash
back,
national
uh-huh.
record.
Were you there? Did you watch it?
I think I was there, but I'm too young to remember. I don't remember.
I remember the jump. It's
I don't
like
think I
she
remember.
did not want to land. That's what it looked like. She spent so long in the air. And we were like, when the hell is she gonna land? It was
And she's still at it.
crazy.
And she's still at it.
She's still at it.
2 kids later.
Amazing. She was trying for the games.
No.
I don't know. I think she competed this weekend. I'm not sure how she did.
I admire her. She's
Incredible.
amazing. She's a hard worker, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And it feels like she's been in the sport for a while now. And even after having 2 kids, she's still training really hard and still doing
And
really
competing,
good results
that's
and
the thing.
competing.
Of course.
No, she's amazing.
We can only hope to be like Becky. You imagine yourself bringing the kids to the track?
Me?
Yeah.
In a heartbeat.
No.
I'm gonna make them do 400s the first time they step on.
Of course. Why is that so you?
مش
I
ovvja.
can't imagine you doing that.
As if
يا حسرة.
one is gonna become a decathlete and the other is gonna be a hurdler.
So they
That's-
go into
That's
like
their options. That's
football,
it.
ta.
No. Their options are decathlon, hurdles.
Astra.
No
Keep
other.
it in the
no other
family, yeah.
options.
So,
They have to play some instrument and they have to be top class athletes.
wow.
That's it. They have no choice.
Amazing.
La, that's something. That would be crazy. Coaching my kids.
Coaching your kids. You be like your dad.
Man, he has like 25 kids.
How is it being coached by your dad?
You know what? It used to be really difficult. It used to be hard. Because seeing my dad coach everyone and then kind of feel like, okay, I'm good, but I'm not as good as everyone else. And then there's always things that I need to fix. And there's things that, he nitpicks on. And because I'm his son, he's going to nitpick a bit more.
I feel like you feel like that, but he's
What do
like
you mean?
that with everyone.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, really?
I don't think so. I think he wanted me to do better, you know. Then we used to fight so much. You remember us fighting in the middle of track, swearing at each other and fighting. We used to really fight, like argue with each other. I used to piss off. Like,
but then how
leave
are
me
you
alone.
at home? Like, would you keep on fighting at home?
Yeah, we had one fight.
Honestly, I don't blame you.
We had one.
I don't blame you. Because sometimes
His
I can't stand your dad. It's not matter how much I love him. But sometimes I just want to tell him, like, get away from me.
he wants the best.
I know,
You
I
know.
know. And I love him to bits, honestly.
He wants the best, and he wants the best. If you know what I mean.
Yes.
He wants the best for you, but he wants the best results.
Exactly. Exactly.
But there was one fight we had. I think I was doing long jump or something. And I felt like I was doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to say something.
But
And
that's
I
his
lost
job.
it then. And I was like,
It's his job.
okay. You know, and then he's like, no, listen, look at me, look what I'm doing. No, I don't want to. And then he started yelling at me from across the track.
Miskin.
And we kept fighting till we got home.
Yeah, Hasra, your
We-
dad
and we were
is
on the
so
bike.
patient.
We had to stay on the bike together. That was weird.
But then he just leaves you there. Like, bye, see how you're gonna get home.
But then I think I had some experiences fighting with him, and then we had some good conversations where we kind of ironed some things out about, working together and stuff. Then I matured, and then we started to see eye to eye more. I started to pay attention more. I started to realize what he's talking about. And then I think maybe after the Berlin camp,
Berlin.
when you guys went to
yes,
Berlin,
went indoor.
and I messed up my shoulder.
Yes.
After that, we got close then. After that, we got close as coach
and
athlete. As coach and athlete.
Okay.
Because then he was like, if you do that again, you're going to mess up. You're going to mess up the career. That's it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, no. I'm going to work now.
I remember that call.
Fuck that.
We were on a train
Don't tell me.
or wherever the hell we were, And randomly Luca calls.
Luca calls.
And
Tata.
we just see
Tata, I dislocated my shoulder.
him go blank. I'm like, what happened?
He called me a fucking asshole.
Stop, you were.
Yes, I don't blame
You
him.
were.
No, I don't blame him for
Crazy.
sure. That was
My dad is literally like the best. He's the best.
the goat.
Like
The goat.
look how many people we are in our group. The relationship he has with each and every one of us is just incredible.
Unmatched.
Honestly.
Everyone inside and out.
'Cause it's
He knows
just,
what to do, how to react,
Mhm.
how to.
Like
help.
if I come to the track, I don't say anything. Like he can just read
That's
my
it, you know.
face. Tell me what's wrong.
What's wrong?
And I usually tell him nothing. I'm fine. And then like I start crying after a session. He's like, tell me, tell me.
But on Friday, did you just cry because it was hard or?
Yes, Lucas, it was really hard. Okay.
I'm not very.
It was a shock to the system because we were competing so much
Yeah.
that we didn't have time to do the loading, that we needed to be doing. But
The extra stuff.
so
It's really
with the
it is
pressure of the games looming, you kind of
Yeah.
panic, and that's what that was.
I'm so excited. I don't know why you're so nervous.
Question. You're excited to interview me.
I think a good example of why my dad's a good communicator is how long he's had athletes.
I mean,
Luke since he's 13,
exactly.
you since you were 15,
He knows us inside
Mary
out.
since you was 16.
I was 12, not
You're 12. 12?
a while.
Man, me,
You.
I'm still here.
Yes.
Even after I stop training, I'm gonna be working with him
Mela.
in the professional scene.
Coaching us,
Not as his
apparently.
kid, obviously. I'm not referring to as me as his son,
Yeah.
but as an assistant coach, as a coach, as workmates and stuff like that.
Exactly, la.
We're still gonna be.
Of course. As you should.
It's fun coaching. The last year, it became my passion, my focal point for what I want to do.
Do your athletes compete?
A few of them do.
Okay.
My athlete competed today in Glasgow. I have an athlete in Glasgow.
Yes.
He did well. He ran 11.6.
Wow.
He ran 11.6. Last week he ran 12.1 with minus 4.5.
4.5.
Minus 4.5. 12,
Did he even
12.1
move
or 12.2. Crazy. The guy who won ran 11.1. Minus 4.5. That's 10.7. 10.6.
Definitely.
Around that. That's rapid.
Wow.
That's rapid.
It is.
I told him he with that wind running 12.2, he ran 11.80 last week,
For sure.
and now he ran 11.6.
That's
I'm
really
curious. I didn't message him. I need to see how well he did in the
Keep
two.
up with your
He did two.
athletes,
I
Luca.
keep up with him every week. Every week I ask him what happened. What did you do this week? Then a few weeks ago it was Easter. He told me, "Yeah, I'm not training this week. I'm gonna take a week off." Okay, you have competition in 10 days.
You have to
told
deal
me-
with these things if you're gonna be a coach.
Because that's an issue I saw with him, because he studies in Glasgow and he trains in Glasgow, but then when he goes back for the holidays, there's no track where he's
I know.
living, so he
Yes,
has no
commute.
option. There's no option.
Oh.
He's like an hour away from Glasgow, an hour and a half away from Glasgow. So that's a thing. That's an issue that we don't have here.
Exactly, because we're so small.
We will always have access to everything.
Exactly.
Whatever we need, whenever we
Mhm.
need it. 30 minutes,
We're there.
we're there.
Exactly.
So we are perfectly situated to create elite athletes.
That's true. We have no excuse now.
We have no excuse. We have no excuse.
Literally.
We have all the facilities. It's like a 15-minute walk,
Exactly.
15-minute drive, whatever,
Yeah.
you know.
You sound like the MOC.
El
You have
Hanina.
no excuse.
No
You need to
excuse.
break the world record now. Oh,
Janet, you need to break the world record. What? There's no
Mela.
option.
Of course.
No, but seriously, you ran 53.6. You have 53.49.
53:49.
53.5. It's not 53.49.
Oh, whatever. Okay.
You can after what you did in the 2. Now
I'm hoping it translates
sub
now.
53s. You'll get
That's
it.
a bit ambitious.
Half a second.
It's a bit half a second is a
No,
lot,
no. What?
Luca.
What? Last year, what did you run 200?
24:65. I know.
And you ran 23.9.
I know. Like how? How
Oh
did
yeah,
that happen?
Jen. How
But-
are you not thinking that this is a possibility?
Because
For sure.
listen, on Friday I ran 500 meters and I was gonna die.
Oh yeah.
That's why.
You're talking about training.
Oh yeah. We'll see. I don't like going into competition. I don't like saying like I want to
Okay,
ride
okay,
this
fine,
time.
fine. Yeah.
I just go and I run. And this is something
That's a good
that-
way of thinking about it. Yes.
But I wasn't always like that. Like last year I was always chasing time.
Okay, but you had a bit of a block. Oh, the 54.5.
Exactly. And then when I didn't think about it, I ran. So this year I'm kind of going into competition. Like
You did 4 this year. What did you run?
I ran 54:39.
Okay, not 54.5.
No, if I ran 54:5, I'm like.
Would you
I'm
do you
done.
think that would have been a psychological
Oh,
block? You've been
for
like, oh god,
sure.
not again.
For sure. I literally ran the same time all season. If I ran it again this year, bye. I'm leaving. Retiring. Ciao.
Good, thank God, man.
So, I literally could have even run 54:49 and I would have been happy. Because it's not 54:5.
Not 54.5. It's
Literally. Yeah, mentally it just made me feel a lot better.
That's why I think the mindset that Graham's in right now is peak.
Mm-hmm.
That he knows he knows it's good. It's an okay time, but he
knows
wants
can do
more.
better.
He knows he can do better.
His mentality is just
Striving for to be the best.
yeah.
To be the best, you need to think that you are the best and always expect the best from yourself.
Exactly.
Every
And
not best, better.
And I remember we were gonna run the 1 and 2, and I was really nervous. I don't know why, but I was really nervous.
When last week, 2 weeks ago.
No, our opener, so it was quite a while ago before we went to Formula.
Yes, that weekend.
We were gonna run 1-2, and I was telling Graham like the day before, like I'm really nervous, because like this isn't our event, so like I'm gonna go and everyone's gonna laugh at me. And he was like, "What the hell are you
What are you
talking
talking
about? Like this literally isn't our event. So if we do bad, who cares? And if we do
Exactly.
good, it's like menace mentality." And I was like, Graham,
You see how
You're the
you
man.
think about it.
literally,
Graham peak, man.
literally, and he's
And
so
he-
young.
Hassad, man, he
super
ran-
mature.
What did he run?
What?
That race.
21-4.
21.4.
Uh-huh.
The 100 was crazy. 10.7. No,
10:86.
10.86.
10:86.
And he beat Luke.
He beat
And
Luke.
Luke said, like,
Like,
what's Pellegrini
what?
doing here, man?
Exactly.
That was I didn't
It
I
was crazy.
that I didn't expect. I bet with my dad. The
That-
200.
about the 100.
Two.
2.
The two. It was me, my dad, and Flavio. I asked, what's his PB? 22.0. I said, okay. I think he's going to run 21.4.
You said 21-4.
And my dad was like, oh, 21. You think
Okay.
21.4?
Yeah.
I told him yes. And my dad was like, I'll be happy with 21.8. And Flavio was like, I think so. I think 21.8 he's going to run. I told him, guys, he's going to run 21.4.
You just wait.
He's going to run 21.4.
Uh-huh.
And he ran 21.41. That race was... These twos are so entertaining.
The twos. It's never the twos. It's usually the ones.
That's true. That's what I
Uh-huh.
know. I
So
never
now
expect
the
much from the
twos-
twos. Now the twos are like...
This year, the twos are spicy.
Even you and Carla.
I love running with Carla.
Bro.
Love running with Carla. Because we really push each other. Because she has the speed from the 100.
But
and
you
I
have
have
the
the endurance
longevity.
from the 4. So when we meet at the 200, it's like magic.
It's the best of both worlds.
We really, really help each other. Really push each other.
But I remember my dad thinking that you weren't gonna be the type of 400-meter runner to run 2 as well. He always saw you as running 4 and 8.
Yeah. I started out with the 8.
I remember,
actually, and
Your
then
first
moved
race
down.
was a 600,
It was a 600.
and you forgot it was a 600,
Okay.
and
wait.
you kept running. That's
Wait a minute.
that's amazing. That's a really good story.
Okay, wait. It was my first race ever. Like I had never.
Yes, I
competed at
know. And
Malta
you
before.
demolished everyone.
I didn't know that the race was over.
That was so funny. And then everyone chasing you. Janet, stop.
They
It's
had
over.
to
You
yell at
won.
me
You won.
and tell me to stop.
Please stop.
And I was like, oh, it's done.
It's
Is
done.
that-
It's over.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, I guess. Yeah,
Nah, man.
but we're talking about moving on. Yeah, to the 8th.
What do you see yourself running 8?
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, I ran the 6 in 129, but you have to add another.
But you were
Dying.
13,
No.
14.
Now I ran the 129.
No, yes, you're in the 129 now.
Mm-hmm.
No, but that was a really good result.
Yeah.
That was a top class result.
It
You
was
were.
good. But I have to add.
What do you mean good? You were 29th in Europe.
I don't know. I didn't.
Something
check.
like that, huh?
I didn't check, but
La. It was high up there.
I don't know.
It was up there. When he saw the 129, he told me, okay, 800 now.
I don't know how I feel. I love identifying as a sprinter.
I think you'll be surprised.
I'm gonna be training by myself.
No, you won't, because I think he'll still probably train you as a 400.
So he won't like take the Polar route. Because Polar
He
was
said
1.5.
himself last session the 353.
That it's a that's
He
a
said
split 8.
he joked, but it's training like an 800.
That's a split 800.
It's training like an 8. So
I
I
guess.
don't think I think the difference between training for an 8 and training for the 4 is one or 2 sessions difference only.
Yeah, like
And that's
long
one
run
case.
So. Yeah.
1 Ks. You know who does 1 Ks as well? Zach and Nathan, they do 1 Ks too. So trust me, you're not gonna be alone.
I guess.
You're not gonna be alone.
I'll have Nathan and Zach.
You'll have Nathan and Zach, and they will chase you.
No.
No, you'll
I'll be trailing behind.
as if. Nah,
We'll see.
insomma. More to come, Jen.
Yes.
Bomba.
Excited.
Mela. I think we'll wrap it up here. Outro.
Isa.
Mela. Cue the outro. That was episode 1 with Janet. Yeah. See you next time for episode 2. We'll get Matteo complaining about God knows what. See you, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks.